Welcome to the Journey Podcast. Let's grow together and let's reshape the health and fitness industry for the better. Welcome back to the Journey Podcast, episode 6. And this one is going to be a little bit different. In fact, it's going to be a lot different. It's going to be shorter, it's going to be sharper. I'm going to be speaking to you, and I'm going to be speaking to you from the things that I need to get off my chest because the world has gone crazy over the last 2 weeks. It has gone insane, and it already was fairly insane to begin with, but it has become particularly just what is happening, what is happening at the moment. And I don't want to get into the politics side of things. I honestly don't care for it at this stage. I think we can understand what is right and wrong. I don't think there's ever a justification for violence in that degree, especially when the only thing that we tend to disagree on are things that, we dislike the words that that person's saying. We dislike their ideas. So then we have to commit that degree of violence. That degree of violence doesn't do anything to the ideas. The ideas are already maintained. The ideas, if anything, only become further cemented. All you do when you do that is you make the ideas more legitimate. You make people believe these ideas are so important that they had to do that. And we live in a society that was constructed on that belief, whether you like it or not. We live in a Judeo-Christian society, which Jesus died for our sins. He died for the idea that we should be forgiven, that we were born with sin and that he takes it away, with his death and then the resurrection. That's a martyr. So whenever you commit violence against another person for the ideas they have, for the things they say, you don't do anything to the ideas, you don't do anything to the words. They will, especially in this day and age where everything is recorded, everything is documented, everything is online, those things never die. If anything, they become stronger, they become more popular. And this is the problem with every single thing in the world right now. That's just that I'm not going to get into that anymore. I mean, I actually quite enjoy politics, but at the moment it makes me sick to my stomach because I can't trust any single politician in the world. And the ones where I live are absolutely useless. But the reason why I wanted to record this short, sharp, getting off my chest episode was, and I even spoke about this in the previous episode on UPFs, the rise of polarization is a cancer in our society that is now actively killing people. Has been killing people for a long time, but I think that had to be an inflection point. There has to be a change. There has to be a return to conversations. We need to be able to meet people in the middle ground to discuss ideas, to discuss what we believe, and we have to be open-minded. I've been like I am by no means perfect at this. I am very firmly dug in on certain things that I believe, at least when it comes to health and fitness. I've learned to be more flexible politically because quite honestly, whenever you discover that most people are telling lies and you understand that both sides of politics serve as a yin and a yang to keep themselves in relative balance, but now that balance seems to be almost like the pendulum swings too far each time, and we need to course correct it with even more extremes. And all of that comes from a lack of communication. And all that does is it helps the people at the top profit and it hurts the people who were already hurting to begin with. It hurts it hurts me and you. It hurts our families, it hurts our friends, you know, hurts our children if you have children. It hurts our parents. And yet we still champion the people who do nothing other than use enragement to buy engagement. They thrive off polarization. They want you to hate other groups. They want you to hate other people, but they won't discuss ideas. They will never secede that maybe they got something wrong. Narcissism, ignorance. And yet we champion those people. Why? Why? In the old days, they would have been the village idiot, the court jester. And now they are what? The beacons of our discourse, the champions of our movements. It's ridiculous. What I would love to see, and maybe it's a pipe dream, but I'd love it. And it's the reason why when I create content to put it out in the world, I truthfully want it to be coming from a place where I'm not attacking the other person. I want it to come from a place of let's find a middle ground. Let's discuss a pathway forward for both parties. I know there are some people who are just not, they're not interested, and that's fine. I will challenge your ideas. I don't hate you as an individual. I have no reason to hate you. I don't know you. You could be a perfectly lovely person. I just disagree with your ideas. That is fine. But for those who are more open to it, I think that we need to get back to having conversations. It's because what's next? Where does it go? If you're seeing the violence in politics, I mean, for as long as we've been around and for as long as it's existed, you've seen violence with religion. You've seen violence between races, between genders, always between classes. It's like, what next? Between hobbies, between which diet that you follow, between how you train, and even then, I say how you train. I've seen people actively attack influencers. I saw this is a while back, obviously, but there was that quite popular the Jeff Nippard um, incident where this great big body, I don't know who it was, great big bodybuilder walked up and attacked him in the gym because of his ideas, because of the things that he said. And it's like, at what stage did we just stop developing? You know, we just never transitioned from children to adults. When did that happen? Who allowed that? Over the last few weeks, I haven't really wanted to post online, quite frankly, because it has disgusted me. And I don't like to talk about it from my point of view. I've spoken to my clients about this, how they're feeling. I've spoken to other peers and how they're feeling, and they've just said that just it's vile. It's a vile place to be right now. And again, a lot of that is because the content that you're being pushed is the content that is getting the most engagement. The content that gets the most engagement is the content that has the most enragement. The angrier people are, the more they will fight in this content. And that's what you get to see. So you don't get to see the things anymore. You don't get to see the good in the world. You don't get to see, educational content. You don't get to see people, who are achieving great things. You don't get to see that anymore. You get to see X person fights this person. This person says widely, unbelievable statement. This person, contrarian view shakes the whole industry. All nonsense. Nonsense, 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 nonsense. And you know what? I don't see this podcast probably growing to be hundreds of thousands of views an episode. I don't. I don't really care. Honestly, if it's just somewhere where I can vent a little bit, talk a little bit about the things that I'm interested in that week, try and work through the things that I've used to help me become a better version of myself, that maybe you'll find that you can take on and be a better version of yourself, that's all that matters. And if this is the little pocket of common sense and sanity we have in the world, then let's protect it with everything that we have. And expand it when we can expand it. Bring people in who are willing and open to talk about these things. I would love to have a platform where people could openly discuss ideas, how to be a better father, how to be a better wife, how to be a better partner, how to be a better son, daughter, how to be a better, you know, father, mother, and just how to be better, how to be a better coach, business owner. How do we become better versions of ourselves? How do we do that? How do we lead into that? And how do we help other people through that? At the moment, we're all just out to get one another, and I don't see that getting us anywhere. Not short term, not long term, not anytime. The world's in a desperate state of affairs, and I don't think we need to make it any worse. I think there's enough suffering in the world. I think everywhere you look, there is suffering. And I think we need to do the best that we can to protect ourselves from that by championing causes where we see injustice. I think there's a there's two fairly obvious ones that are going on at the moment. And being better versions of ourselves, not for the betterment just of ourselves, but for the betterment of those around us, the people who rely on us, the things that rely on us, the ideas that we could bring into the world, the influence that we could have to make a positive change in the world. And that has to come from a place where you care about how everyone is going to benefit from that or how everyone is going to suffer from that. Because not every idea, not every change that you make will be for good. You know, sometimes there will be negative outcomes, but the intention has to be that this is for the betterment of all of us. It could be something as simple as I know that it's going to hurt me to stay up a couple of hours later tonight to get this bit of work done, but that bit of work is going to help provide the information for countless amount of people who might benefit from that. So yes, short-term sacrifice for me, negative, but the choice was long-term benefit for all these other people. And I can always make that up, you know. So not that I'm saying any of us are going to turn around and be, prime minister or well, no one's going to be president of the US anytime soon. I don't think I've got any US listeners. Um, or if you are, shout out. Hello. But I don't think we can't let what's happening in the world, what we can't control, impact us anymore. And I think we need to lead in that we don't engage with that enragement content. We have to move away from it because it's only going to get worse. The algorithms thrive on it. Advertisers thrive on it. These social media companies, they thrive on it. They love it. They don't care, you know. They just want your eyes. They want your views. They want your money. Don't care how it impacts your mental health. Don't care how it impacts your life. They don't care. Anyway, it's become a bit of a ramble, but I just needed to get this off my chest. I really, truly want us to come together and learn to speak to one another again, have conversations, find a middle ground. I always say to my clients, people want black and white answers, but it's in the gray that you'll find the right choice. Because gray is all about the context. Gray is always around it depends. Always it depends. And I know that we have to have certain rules to orientate ourselves in the society, and that's fine. But I think as far as it concerns ourselves, we need to be very careful what we expose ourselves to, and we need to be very intentional as to the actions that we take, who it's who it's helping. Always coming from a place of who is this going to benefit? Who is this going to help? How can I contribute to make the world a better place today? How can I take care of someone better today? Even if it's just starting with myself. Because if I'm a better version of me, I'll be a better version for someone else who will benefit from that. So, anyway, random episode, shorter episode, but just needed to get it off my chest. So, you might like it, you might not, but we will be back with episode 7. It will be back to normal. Fingers crossed, as long as nothing else happens. Um, but if I can give you one little thing to do today, audit your social media. Get rid of the things that don't serve you. If it makes you feel worse, get rid of it. If it's an influencer who keeps trying to sell you things that you know are not in your best interests, get rid of it. Don't follow, don't like, don't comment, don't engage, because then you take away the lifeblood of that thing. Yes, you might feel, well, it's only just me. And it's like, well, what if there was a million of just yous who stopped doing it? That's a big dent. And you have to start with yourself. What do they say? Be the change that you want to see in the world. So start with you. Audit the things that you're exposing yourself to. Audit your social media. Take 10 minutes. Get rid of the things that don't serve you this evening. And try and follow the things that always hark back to your best interests. That always are, how can we help you move forward? Genuinely. And I know trying to find genuine anything nowadays is difficult. And there might be a little bit of trial and error, but trust your gut on it. You'll know. You'll know when you're getting sold to. And especially when you're being sold to lies and then whenever people start to enrage and make you feel annoyed, just don't follow. Just don't like it. You know, it's up to you. Be an adult, make adult decisions, and try and be the example in the world. Not from a place of you're better than anyone else, but just if we all started acting a wee bit more like this, wouldn't the world be a better place? If we all stopped attacking one another, wouldn't the world be a better place? If we all spoke about things and talked through things and found somewhere where we could both agree and move forward, wouldn't the world be a better place? I think so. Anyway, keep your eyes out. Episode 7, hopefully a bit cheerier. I'd love to hear your views on the enragement economy, as I call it. But I hope you're all keeping safe. I hope you're all looking after yourselves, your families, friends, partners, husbands, wives. And again, just take care of that little pocket of environment around you, and once you can become that better version of yourself, contribute a bit more to those who are closer to you, and then you can contribute a bit more to those a bit further out, and that can grow and grow and grow, and you can be a positive influence in the environment, in the world. But start with yourself. Okay, right. I'll leave you there, guys. Episode 7 is on the way, and that's going to be back to normal again. I think we might maybe talk about carbs or fats next time. Um, get some clarity on that. We'll talk about my golden rules for those. But in the meantime, I needed to get this off my chest. It has been burning a hole in my head. So it has, and like I said, social media has been driving me nuts. So hopefully we get back to regularly scheduled content soon. Um, but episode 7 is next and on the way. All right. Keep it safe, guys, and I will see you next time. Very grateful that you're all still here.